So once again, my name was Sean O'Brien. It was John, correct?
John Hope Bryant.
And Jen, and we're going to do 7 laps now in this Lamborghini Huracan. We just came out of the Italia. Don't need to go over the basic stuff you know about the mirrors. I just got to say them and remind you. Do you have any questions? We didn't really have any traffic. Nope. There is actually a couple cars out there. So Rudy's out there. He's obviously one of the pros. He knows his way around this track pretty quick. Yep. So if he creeps up behind us, I'll let you know. Okay. If we're going to pass someone, I'll tell you when to pass. Just keep it smooth in this one. We already kind of went over a bunch of stuff about it. All-wheel drive. It's got a very different feel to it. Very different feel to it. Even though they're both Italian, they do not. They are from different worlds. Trust me.
Different families.
Exactly.
All right.
Other than that, yeah, same as before. Keep the eyes up. Look through your corners. Look where you want to go. Keep it smooth. Keep it balanced. We'll work on the little things that we talked about as far as the braking goes. Into the corner, trying to carry just that little bit more speed, and then smooth out of the corners, and just working on the precision in general.
Is the braking as good on this one as it is on the Italian?
They're different. They're very different. They have a very different feel to it, but it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both in that excellent category.
Got it. All right.
All right.
Cool. It said a tire default or defects on
another dealership reset light.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're in automatic. I'm going to put you back into manual. We're in sport. Turn the wheel to the right a little bit more, and then pull forward, and then make a left all the way around here. Good. There's a car coming, so we're going to hold for a bit. Just keep on going. Keep going. And you are clear. So go straight, then upshift.
Wow.
Upshift.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got a different pedal feel to it too. So come out wide left, eyes right. Start your turn in towards your apex. Good. Squeeze and unwind. Similar gear pattern with this car as well. So brake here, downshift, eyes right, turn in. You get a little bit longer.
Wow.
RPM here, so just leave it in 4th all the way. Brake. Good. Turn in, fade off the brakes. Back on throttle, over to your right. Try to squeeze on that throttle a little smoother next time. Turn in, because you can see how much it's going to propel you over that.
Yep.
Okay? Back over to the left and brake. Eyes right. Turn in. You can see this car gives you a lot of confidence really early on.
Yep.
Back over to the right side. Light brake. Turn in and throttle. Brake straight. Eyes right. Turn in. Turn more. Now squeeze the throttle and unwind the wheel. Unwind just a little bit slower next time. Shift. Are you lifting off the throttle?
Yeah.
No. Stay on the throttle as you do your shifts, okay?
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, don't lift. There you go. Try to tighten up that apex a little bit more. That way you don't come off. Get your eyes moving through the corners a little bit more too. Brake. Harder. Turn in. Good. Keep it to the right. There you go. Light brake. Turn in.
So what did I do there last time where I got some?
You turned in too late.
Turned in too late.
And then you kept turning because you realized it was too late and you had to turn more. And then as the balance shifted, the rear end came around. So you're turning in too early there. You're coming out way too far wide there. Light brake, turn in.
It's a completely different feel.
Oh yeah. Turn in. Good. Squeeze and unwind. Shift. Stay on the throttle. Brake hard. Downshift. And turn in. Closer to apex, closer to apex, closer. Now squeeze the throttle and unwind. That's good. Brake. Good. Turn in, fade off. Back on throttle to the right, over to your right. Now brake, turn in now. There you go. Now squeeze the throttle. Stay on the throttle. Good, nice job. Now brake. Stay on the brakes a little bit, just trail brake it around. Stay on the brakes a little bit. So it's going to be too far out, too far out. Stay on the brake. You just came off the brakes too early in that. Light brake, turn in, and throttle. Brake, turn in, fade off the brakes, and throttle. Nice job. That one was great. That was really good. Shift. Stay on the throttle. throttle as you upshift.
Wow.
Brake, downshift, and turn it. Balance, get closer. You want to be right about now. Throttle. Brake. Good. Stay on the brakes just a bit. Back over to the right. A little bit of brake. Turn in left now. Squeeze the throttle. Come out wider to the right this time. Stay on the throttle all the way. Now brake. Stay on the brakes. Turn in. Rotate it more. Rotate it more. It's going to push out wide. There you go. Now back over to right. Good adjustment. Alright, a little bit of brake. Turn in and throttle. Come out wide left. Brake straight. Good. Eyes right. Turn in. Balance. Squeeze throttle and unwind. Go, go, go. Keep going. Keep going. Push it. Keep pushing. Now throttle. Upshift. And brake. Downshift. Harder on the brakes. Turn in. Balance. Get closer to your apex. Wait to throttle. Wait to throttle. Now throttle. Brake. Harder. Turn in. Balance. Keep it over to the right. Little bit of brake. Turn in. Balance. Now squeeze throttle. Brake hard. Stay on the brakes a little bit. Turn it in. Slow your hands down a little bit. You're turning in too quickly. Squeeze throttle. Back over to right. Light brake. Turn in and throttle. Brake hard. Good. Eyes right. Turn in. Fade off the brakes. Turn it. Roll. Now unwind the wheel. Unwind the wheel. Go, go, go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Shift. Brake hard. Downshift. Balance. Still turning in just a little too quick. You're going to push out wide. Now squeeze throttle. Keep going. Keep going. Brake hard. Harder. Good. Turn in. Turning in too quick. Yeah. See how you're getting your apex early?
Yeah.
A little bit of brake. Turn in. Slower. Now unwind.
Ah, shit.
Come out wide. Keep pushing. Back over to left.
Yes, I fucked up that.
Brakes. Slow your hands down. Slow your hands down. Balance. You're almost getting to that point of turning into that point. You don't want to get there that quickly. Light brake. Turn in and throttle. Brakes. Turn in. Squeeze and unwind.
I need quieter hands.
Yeah. Keep going. Shift.
Maybe I should have had that Coca-Cola.
Brake hard. Downshift once. Turn in. Turn in. Turn in.
Ah.
And then progressively unwind, unwind, and pass on the right. Okay? So brake. So turn in, turn in, turn in. Throttle, and then back over.
Ah.
Light brake. Turn in, unwind. Come out wide, back over to left. Stay on throttle all the way. And brakes. Good. Eyes right. Turn in. Alright. We're going to do another lap to cool the car down. Just keep going. Alright, so you'll be good here. So turn it into the left. Just go straight through. Give them a little bit of room because they might think we're going to, which is what they're exactly going to do. Just pull over, just pass them on the left. Pass them on the left. Keep going, keep going. Alright, so just move over to the left. Upshift once. Just kind of let it coast here.
Yeah.
Keep lifting off the throttle when you upshift.
So I'm used to.
You're good. Off the brakes. Off the brakes.
Off the brakes.
Yeah, we're gonna let everything kind of coast. Good. Just carry this speed right here.
Yeah.
We got Rudy on our right.
Yep.
Keep going. All good. So just kind of coast right here.
Yeah.
Turn in as normal. See, it's one of those things where you just start to kind of. It's almost near the end of each session, and it almost like something clicks. You started to turn it a little bit quicker, and that's from getting more confidence in the car, getting more confidence in the track. You started to know the track, you didn't need to, you know what I mean? Like everything changed from the Italia.
Yeah.
Just let it coast, let it coast. Try to avoid using the brakes. That's what we're trying to cool down here.
Oh, okay.
All right, up and over, and then all.
I'm
This
sorry,
is the only time.
I was actually practicing
yeah.
at a slower speed. I'm sorry about that one.
And then over here to your left, and we'll pull it in that same spot as before. But yeah, you started to turn in a lot quicker, which is in the Italia we were turning in just a little bit too slow. So you kind of passed that point. So you just got to kind of find that sweet spot. You know what I mean? And I think it clicked because those last couple laps down here in the middle this time, turning in not so quickly, but getting to that point where you're turning in, but now you almost feel like you're on that edge and you just keep on leaning. Because if you turn in very quickly,
which one?
There's the one right after the white one, 16 right here is fine. When you turn in very quickly, or you do very quick or jerky movements, you upset the balance of the car. Now, the reason for that, you can take your foot off the brake, is you're almost shocking the system. You turn in very quickly, you're not giving the tires and the suspension time enough to respond to what you're doing. So you're immediately going to lose traction.
Yeah.
Now, if you turn in a little bit slower, but you keep turning, you will surprise yourself at what you can actually get out of the car and the car's capabilities. The Cayenne SUV is a perfect example of people getting into that thing and going, man, I didn't know that an SUV could turn and do those things, you know what I mean? And it all has to do with just how smooth you are. The smoother you are, and the more you allow the car to kind of keep up with what you want it to do, it'll do that. You know what I mean? Obviously there is a limit, but finding that limit becomes a lot easier to repeat you kind of build up to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
how was this session in comparison to the last one?
It was better. You definitely had more confidence. I think just slowing the hands down a little bit. The line was better. We started kind of almost in the middle of the session, turning in a little bit too early on a lot of them. We got better with getting back on the throttle at a better time. We just needed to work on that turn-in point. So I think the brakes improved and the throttle input improved. Just the turn-in, your entries, just need to do a little bit of a refining, if you will. So that kind of crossed over, but it was good. I mean, what'd you think of this car?
It's violent's not the right word. It's more. I felt the road more on this than in the Italia. This felt a little bit more aggressive than the Italia.
Yeah.
A bit grumpier. It's an easier car to upset than the Italia.
It's funny when car guys talk, we kind of create our own words to describe things about cars to give them a personality, you know. That's good. That's a good thing.
This is your 38-year-old grumpy uncle. He's
right?
not old. He's not young. He's at a place in his life. He wants more.
And he means business.
He means business. and he wants to get there fast as he's 38.
Very good.
He's tired of wasting more time. So, as far as a driving experience, I actually had more confidence. If I was to say, what's a car you want to drive all day and just sort of progressively, build on it and go faster, it would be the 458. This one, I feel like I've got to be conscious of it more. I got to be conscious of not upsetting it more.
This one caught you out on the first lap. Remember that too?
Yeah.
This one's it doesn't.
The ass came out a little bit when I was in turn 4.
I want to say it was 4.
Yeah.
Coming out, or kind of into 4.
Yeah.
It's this one doesn't like to move around as much as the Italia, whereas the Italia will, it'll step out a little bit on you, but it's still very drivable. Whereas this one, it surprises, it catches you out.
Yeah.
The Porsches kind of have a similar characteristic as well. It's a little different feeling, but they have that.
Because the engine's in the back, right?
All the weight's in the back. When it breaks free, it just wants to come around for sure.
Right. The back wants to be in the front.
Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting is, because it's a short track, I think I can actually go around this much faster in my Lotus Evora.
It's a pretty short track. I mean, the Lotuses those are track cars for sure.
Short
you don't have a lot of turns. There's not a lot of room to stretch your legs in cars like these, and the Aventador too is a really good example of, it is the fastest car here, and top end wise, but
you can't get there.
Yeah, you can't get there. You can go to an airport.
That's right. So if
you might need actually 2 airports, but
if there was one car I was going to drive, and I was going to add another car to my experience before I left today. Out of all the cars that are left, there's a couple cars that are on special. Is there one car that you would recommend?
I would definitely recommend the Porsche GT3.
That's what I was thinking
everybody, that car surprises the heck out of people.
Yeah.
It's just such a good car, and that would probably be my safe go-to car. If you wanted something like the Italia, but something different, just to try a different car, Scuderia. Yeah, that would be the most. You would feel like you're in an actual race car.
Yeah.
I mean, sit in both cars, check them out, see what you think. The GT3 is going to give you a faster lap time for sure. If you're looking for what the Scuderia has to offer, then it's going to give it to you.
Well, did I get under a minute in this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'd put money on it.